Hey, we're right back at it again with another episode of the Broccoli and Breakdowns podcast. I'm Tanner, and we are on to episode number 13 with Adam and Morgan of Continuations. For as young as these guys are, they've been in and around the music scene for a whole lot longer than me. Do we have any swingers out there? And I mean the music, of course, because if so, you do not want to sleep on these guys' upcoming EP. Of course, we talk about that, along with their formation and getting a house show shut down by the cops, so that was fun. Find them on all the social medias, give them a like, and check out their past releases as well. As always, you can listen to all episodes of the Broccoli and Breakdowns podcast on Apple Podcast, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and all other major streaming services. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You are currently listening to Continuation song Malfunction.
For something to reassure me, there's a reason that I'm alive.
Felt long sleeve and jeans was appropriate. 90 degrees.
What is it? 95?
Is it?
It's like 100 outside.
95? 100? Whatever. Anywho, we got Adam and Moo.
Hello.
Hi. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
I'm Adam. I play bass in the band.
I'm Morgan. I play drums.
In the band.
Continuation.
Yay.
Yay.
You guys have a show tonight.
Yes.
Yep.
Kaboom with Discoveries and Seeking Solace. And the other.
Den of Wolves, Angels and Demons.
And Still Searching.
Still
Yes.
searching. Woo.
Woo.
I was with. This is gonna annoy me. I was with Russell last night, and he was saying, "Don't sit on Den of Wolves." So
Yeah, I heard they're good.
Yeah.
I haven't. Do you know where they're from? Or?
Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Over there.
awesome.
Yeah.
Trying to get Charlotte bands on here.
Yeah, that's why I'm stoked, because you don't get to see a lot of Charlotte bands around here.
Yeah. We've been unsuccessful of going to Charlotte so far also.
Yeah.
So
Where are you trying to? Where all of you reach out?
we booked a show there. We were unable to play it. That was our fault. But we've been trying to get to Charlotte, Greensboro, and hopefully Wilmington.
So which one? Oh, Wilmington. Yeah. I was thinking Winston-Salem, and I was like,
No.
Oh,
okay.
I was
yeah.
just in
There's-
Winston-Salem, dude. You don't want to.
well, there's like 3 different W's that I messed up. It's Wilmington, Wilson, and Winston-Salem.
And Warsaw?
Where's Warsaw?
Oh, in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
I don't even know what that is.
It's still relevant now as a W.
I was like, where are you trying to get in Greensboro? Because I'm thinking, like, because Sweat closed down, so pretty much all you have is like Blind Tiger, Arizona Pete's.
Mhm.
Have you done New York Pizza?
We haven't done anywhere out there.
Yeah.
We just want to.
Well, I mean, have you reached out?
I mean, not really.
No. Okay.
I mean, the plan for us when it comes to shows is, not to be so pushy. We kind of just see an opportunity and go for it. If we decide that we want to actually actively seek out for a certain city, then yeah, we'll go for it. But it's not really one of those things where I'm reaching out to people on the daily, like the venue owners or anything. It's because it's mostly up to the promoters anyway. So if someone wants to book a show at New York Pizza and they want us to be on it, like, we'll do it.
Do you guys normally go through promoters? Because it's FBT tonight, right?
No.
It's not?
No.
Who's it tonight?
Music Box Entertainment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, Kelly Gray.
Kelly Gray.
She's
I don't recognize the name.
Yeah, it's not, nothing.
I've heard Music Box Entertainment.
Yeah, she controls that page.
Yeah.
Nothing too big, but it's her. What?
I mean, you know that it's going to be a nice, like, an honest show, and then
Yeah.
she asked us, like, who do you want to play, and we sent out names, and we got some of our friends on it.
Oh,
it's
so she asked you guys to.
well, I mean, it was a group discussion.
Yeah.
Because Dimitri was already there from Seeking Solace,
Mhm.
so, like, it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
But
But they're playing. Yeah, they're playing tonight.
Mhm.
yes, yeah. It's
Those
our
guys?
it's our third
Love those
show with them, I think. Third. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
What other shows you got coming up? I'm trying to promote. I'm trying to figure out the best way to format the show.
So honestly, like nothing soon. I mean,
Yeah.
we planned on or tried to hop on the Summer Slaughter Battle of the Bands thing, but decided not to.
Yeah.
Just recently. Something that we have booked that I think some of us maybe forgot is Jessica Palooza in October.
October 2nd?
Is it the second?
I think it's
Maybe it's the beginning of October.
yeah, something like that.
What's the show? October? No, just
I-
the Palooza? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's
Where's
I guess
that?
they do it every year. I'm not sure, but it's
Well,
this is the guy from Past Tense of Never, right?
yeah, the person
Yeah.
associated with that is Stephen Myers of
Yeah.
Past Tense of Never. We played a show with him in Raleigh at the Maywood. He's a great
Mhm.
guy, so we've been trying to work back and forth with him.
I know I've heard of the band. I don't know any of the music, so
You should listen to him.
yeah.
Keyboards, right? Is it keyboards?
Yeah.
No?
They're nice.
Keyboards.
Keys.
Yeah. Is that just like a here in Raleigh or
Yeah, I mean it's.
don't know yet?
I don't know a lot of the details. I know we've only discussed playing, and then they were like, "It's in October. Just plan for it because we want you guys to play on it."
Yeah.
So that's kind of all we know about that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want us to look like lazy or off our game, though. It's like we don't necessarily go out and reach out for all these shows because we want to make sure that we don't also, first of all, overplay areas, and then second of all, with a specific schedule, it would be rude to constantly try to book all these shows and drop them. We've been very trying not to drop shows and stick to our word. So while we can only swing a certain amount of things, we just take opportunities as we see them rather than get people's hopes up.
It's dropping shows. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Not fun.
no. It sucks as a band to do. And then it sucks depending on if you book the show or if Morgan booked the show. Like me personally, if we ever had a drop show, I would get so I would take it so personal.
Right.
It's like I don't want to be the person dropping a show, so I would take it super personal. So,
Yeah.
but then it doesn't look good either. So
Yeah, we're very careful with that kind of stuff. We're, we do our best to make sure that, everything's going to line up well before things are said. Sometimes it doesn't work out like it's supposed to, but it's life.
Do you guys got anything planned for EP release?
Yeah, you want
'Cause
to
we're
talk?
gonna announce that.
You want to talk about that right now?
Yes.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
actually have something to talk about.
Yeah. I mean that's the big thing we've been working on. 5-song EP at Black Plate Productions. I know.
Hashtag.
It's exciting.
Garrett, hashtag John. Hashtag easy. Hashtag.
Reference episode 5 or whatever
Hashtag.
episode that
Every
was.
single episode. I'm pretty sure they've been in every yeah.
So the plan now is we just finished tracking, working on getting into the mixing process. As soon as we're done with that, we're gonna have a few things set up, a couple lyric videos, just a few things to promote it at the start. A couple singles. We kind of already have in mind what those are gonna be because one of them's probably I'd say the best song on the record.
Okay.
We'd all
That's
agree
probably
on
a
that.
good. That's probably a good call.
We'd all agree on that.
Do you want to announce the name?
No, I don't want to announce the
Do
name
they
because we don't
have
have a
names?
name.
Yeah.
Do they
Exactly.
have it? Do you
Exactly.
want to announce the
Right
working
now-
name?
We already went over this when I wrote down the set list.
Yeah. Right now, the song is called "Broken Honda Civic" because
Oh yeah.
I
Nah.
have 2 broken
Not-
Honda
nah.
Civics.
The other acronym
Yeah.
we thought of earlier. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the inappropriate one. Yeah.
I mean, you can say big
Yeah,
hairy
big hairy
cock.
cock.
You can
Oh,
say it
okay.
on here.
I thought we were talking
we've
about
talked
the
a
one
lot.
we vetoed.
Huh?
We got rid of one because it was too vulgar. If you said it around strangers and they weren't in on it, it made us look
Oh.
like so.
It's
Yeah.
like our own little personal acronym.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the song. Yeah, that's the song that you're thinking you're gonna do single for.
Oh yeah.
Release it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna release a couple. It's a 5-song EP, so I don't feel more than 2 singles is appropriate because you release 3 singles, you might as well just release the rest
Release
of
the
it.
whole thing, yeah.
Unless you want to release them all separate, you know.
Ooh, what you can do is you do single at a time, and then here's the EP, brand new EP, like 6 months of content.
Right. Yeah, but we do have some things planned out. I already have someone that's gonna work on the lyric video. We just have to wait on the tracks.
The actual,
the actual final files from Garrett, of course.
Worth the wait from them.
Worth the wait because it's gonna sound good. Like the rough mixes that we were sent are already sound 10 times better than Malfunction's master. Sound. So I'm pretty excited about that.
How was that whole process?
Which one?
Recording with
recording.
Blacklight.
For me, it was a little bit more comfortable because I had already recorded drums for Malfunction. There. So I kind of knew of what to expect, but obviously one song is very different from a 5-song EP. I mean, recording is it's an experience. You know, you really get a lot out of it, and you really learn a lot about what you do just by recording songs that you've already written. I know it took one full day until about 2 a.m. We finished editing the last song for drums, and I got there at 10 o'clock in the morning. You know, it takes us like 2 hours to set up and stuff like that. I would knock out a song. It would take me about an hour, and then we'd edit it right there at the spot.
Ooh, nice.
And we just did that back to back. You know, took a break because food.
There's only so much. There's only so much you can do in a row.
We went to that Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, Taco
Oh,
Bell.
did they
Shout
take
out
everybody
Taco Bell
there?
again.
I thought we were special.
Well, we ate Taco Bell, and then for dinner we went to the sit-down Mexican. We
Yeah,
doubled
yeah.
up on Mexican.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was nice.
I thought we were special. We're not special.
Motherfuckers.
Kill 'em.
The whole EP took 3 days,
Minus
in bulk to track the instruments.
Yeah.
1 day for drums, and then the rest 2 days were kind of weirdly split between guitar and bass. Whichever they could do with their schedules, doing what they were doing. I slept there the whole time. I was there at Blackplate for 3 days straight. No shower, no, just like sleeping in my own stinky and
Gotta get baby wipes.
making sure. It was just making sure everything was going smoothly there because this project is definitely my baby, and I want to treat it as such.
So my schedule for that weekend was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every single day I worked 7 a.m. to like noon or 1 or 2. I would get off and go straight to Blackplate, stay there until right about they wrapped up like midnight or 1, go home, crash, wake up, do it the next day. Like I wasn't home for 3 days straight. I just drove back and forth. So it was not like it was fun, and I wouldn't change doing it. But after that Sunday, I had Monday off, and I slept for 14 hours, I think. Jesus.
Sounds like someone this morning. Someone decided to sleep for 12 hours.
Well, dude, we were up at 2, so I was like,
It was
I'm
like
old. I'm gonna sleep to about 12.
It was like it was a late one. I remember Garrett saying like, "You're like one of the only people that comes in with like tracks already."
Yes, I've listened to that podcast all the way through, and it was at the very end too, because I was like, "Man, you're gonna say something?"
You gotta talk about me.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like they said something. I was like, "Yep, that's me." Sounds about right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm gonna just keep doing it because it makes everyone's life easier.
Yeah.
So.
What that was like when we first started writing, Broken Honda Civic was the first song that we were writing, and I was like trying to do all these transitions that were the riff is 6 bars, but they transition into its 3, and all these awkward phrasing. So I was like, we have to tab this. And then when Morgan started not programming drums and putting like a tempo behind it, it was like we can just easily transpose this MIDI, and it was he does a lot of the editing and shaping in the studio program, but it's good, like, if you're in a band, tab all of your stuff as you go. It'll save you time in the studio later, even just having MIDI and different ways to alter it.
Find all those spots where you're like, that's not right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just demo your stuff too. Because if you demo your stuff, you know, then you have an opportunity to critique your own stuff on the spot and change it as you will, which we're gonna start doing.
Yeah.
From here on out, we didn't do any of that. It was all computerized tablature, wrote out, and kind of just like listened to it, and we're like, yeah, that's a song, and then we're like, yep, we got 5 songs done. All right, let's just bring them in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think from here on out, we're gonna, you know, hopefully get on the demo train and, you know, start recording our stuff and really like analyze it. So when we go into a studio again, it's an even more easier experience because then we have like actual songs that like are properly built from the ground up, and they can just be like, hey, maybe this one part needs to be changed instead of like, this song sucks.
Yep.
There's always that when you can find all those little parts that you're like, that's not good enough, that needs to change. Plus being able, like, you probably can't put vocals with the, I don't know what you can do with the mini, the tabbing out and all that, but
Not touch guitar, we didn't do vocals.
like, because being able to put the vocals on top of it makes a big difference.
Right.
Yes, that's another thing. Vocals for tracking were a little weird. It took quite a few weekend sessions. I mean, you know, you can't help. You know, Will's schedule was you know, crazy.
Yeah.
Really crazy.
He had a surgery during it.
He was going through, you know, the problems with his knee and all that stuff. So life was pretty crazy about the time we were recording for instruments, which was in mid-December. And around that time was when Will was getting through recovery, worrying about job stuff. When he went back to work, you know, he was working 3rd shift Monday through Friday. So it's like, you know, he was doing what he could to make sure vocals were down. But vocals were a little bit harder, not only because of that, but because, you know, before we tracked instruments, we never actually had a layout of the vocals on the songs either.
Yeah.
We were just like, we wrote out all the tabs for the instruments, and we were like, all right, we're good. We just need to record these instruments, because we all know that, you know, like scheduling your tracking days and, you know, all this stuff that we knew we had to get done, we were planning for, needed to get done. So we were going to track instruments and then, you know, let Will do his thing.
Wait, so did he have the
on
vocals?
his own pace.
Did he have the vocal? Like when you guys went into the studio, were the vote? Okay.
No. That's what I was trying to say. Like, we went in and just laid down the instrumentals.
Yeah.
Ideas for it? Okay.
Well, when he went in, he had like rough outlines.
Yeah, he could hear. Then he could hear.
Yeah.
He wrote.
Yeah.
We got a few tracks that he was writing to, and we had a couple rehearsals where he was able to kind of hear the songs. But other than that, you know, when we wrote the instrumentation, we didn't think anything about vocals.
They're not vocal friendly songs. No.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I've heard it.
Which is
I've heard your music.
Yeah,
like,
at the time, you know, we were like, you know, how are we gonna add vocals to this? But we were like, we don't care. That's the genre that, you know, we just don't care. We're the writing is so good. Like, I feel like on this record, just because like we did what we wanted to.
Yeah.
We didn't try to accumulate to a formula or anything. So
yeah.
And I've heard all the songs with vocals, and it's even better. So like it came out fine.
Yeah. No one's going to listen to it, and even if you don't like it, you're not going to say, I've heard that before. Like, as a whole, with us, the songs playing together.
What's the one song? Fuck, I can't remember. It's like.
Is it one of ours?
It's one of your old songs. It's not on this album.
Yeah,
it's on
if you hum it, I can.
Jeez.
It's got this weird like swing groove.
It's probably Brownsville. Brownsville is the one that starts.
Oh yeah.
That starts with the swing groove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, we're playing that one tonight, or at least the beginning of it tonight.
Yeah. So when you have a band that has riffs like this, we basically decided our old record had good riffs, but we used like the ×4 setup too much on setting up verses and stuff. So when we wanted to continue playing our old songs, we took them and we cut it. So like the song Brownsville on our EP is 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and we're gonna play I think like a 50-second version tonight.
Yeah.
So it has the 3 or 4 riffs from the song that we really like, but it's not the same setup.
How many riffs do you guys like? How many parts do you have in the songs?
So let me break it.
Because I've heard some of your music.
Let's break this down.
Okay. Yeah.
Broken Honda Civic has about. Man, I'm trying to do this like on the spot. I would say probably about 20 different riffs, 15 different riffs.
Yeah.
Two tempo changes.
3 time changes. Well,
that's yeah. Well, no. Well, if you could do the first one, the second one.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the first and last
That
is the
makes
same
sense.
tempo.
Yeah. We
This song is a monster because we just wrote riffs and put them together.
Yeah.
And it came out really nice.
And so then we were at like a BPM 40 slower than the first riff, and we were like, hey, we should bring the first riff back at a different BPM. And it's just...
It's sudden too.
It's an ignorant song.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, we're gradually getting faster. It's like, okay, let's just straight to 100. Yeah.
It's good.
Because I know you played drums, like you in high school and drumline and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Were you playing in high school bass?
I didn't play like with the high school like Morgan did. I've played bass since 6th grade. I started in the jazz band.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I played guitar since I was way younger than that.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 6, I got my first guitar.
I was gonna say, because like with all the weird time changes and everything, I feel like you guys have to have like properly been taught
Yes.
your instruments.
Yes, I've been, I would say, professionally trained to know music inside and out. Now, my weaknesses are definitely like music theory as far as like scales and stuff, because I don't play a string instrument every day of my life, you know.
Yeah.
But as far as like simple stuff like, you know, tempo and song structure, time signatures and stuff, you know, that is my strong suit, because I've been reading, you know, sheets of music that have different time changes and shows that I've had to march in. So it's like, you know, it's kind of everyday stuff for me now.
Is your favorite movie Drumline with Nick Cannon?
No, it's an awful movie. I don't know why.
I don't know why you would say that.
I don't know.
It's
Why
a
you
great
bring that
movie.
up?
It's
That's
a great movie.
Shitty ass movie.
You talking shit about Nick Cannon? Did you see him on America's Got Talent?
Can we do a drumline with Nick Cox instead of Nick Cannon?
Give me some sticks and a sack.
Bang, bang.
I mean, yeah, I'll give you a stick and some.
Yeah, I can do a half blast beat.
An ass beat?
Yeah. Get an ass beat, baby.
Oh, what's your guys? Because like, when you guys mentioned like you tab stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that pretty much your writing process?
I think we all do it differently.
Yeah.
I think this brings up another good topic about the EP. We all wrote different parts of the EP.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I wrote a couple parts on my own. You know, there's one song I probably contributed to mostly of, but me and Adam wrote about 2 to 3 songs of the EP using the tablature software.
What do you guys
That's
use?
kind of, he'll play
A
it.
Tuts guitar. It's like a free Guitar Pro. It doesn't have all the features,
Yeah.
but it's pretty good.
It's
Like,
just simple, you know. We're not doing anything with it other than, you know, writing and making sure it sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like we're programming it out and then just press and play and seeing if it sounds good. You know, we'll have a guitar or a bass around to make sure like it makes sense, and then we'll write it out. But essentially, that's how we write it out. What Noah will do though, Noah will, you know, he doesn't really use the software. He'll just use his guitar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he'll play and he'll start writing stuff. And once he's got something like really big and solid down, he'll record it with his phone, and then, you know, send it to us.
Then I start a tab outline, but it usually like being the time signatures and all of that, I have to send it back to him multiple times. Like, can you change this measure? Can you like?
You realize like that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So.
I just get the basics of it down, and then well, it's your riff. You fill it in better than I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's why the EP is going to sound different too. You're going to hear one song and you're like, wow, that was this, and then you're going to hear like another song like right after it and be like, wow, that sounds completely different. It's because different people wrote it.
Yeah.
You know, in the same band, which is cool.
Which is also how no one can say that they only wrote one riff wholly, because we were very open to each other. So like, especially early on, every time we play a song, someone has something to contribute. Let's change this here. So it's like even a riff where it's like Morgan wrote this, somewhere along the line Noah said, well, we're going to change this chord here. And it's such a combined process that it's like there's no way to identify this riff is 50% Morgan, 20% Noah, 20, and like Will has instrumental ideas, and we didn't fit his vocals enough to it this time. So even in the future, it's going to be more Will's influence than we allow.
Well, when did Will? Had you guys already been writing when Will joined the band?
Yeah,
yes,
Will was on
because,
Malfunction.
Yeah, Will was on Malfunction, which was released in September, recorded in like July. I recorded drums in July of last year.
And you guys went through Brandon?
Drums were at Black
Drums,
Plate.
Black Plate,
And
and then everything else, guitars, bass, vocals, mix master through Brandon at what he
Eltar.
calls Eltar Studios.
Yeah.
So Will's been with us since around July.
Because we played with you guys in that fucking blazing day. Oh my gosh,
Yes,
I about passed out.
Yeah.
Yes.
First time I've seen that.
That was
Summer Slam.
This is Farewell. It wasn't Selma Slam, that was Farewell.
Oh yeah, my bad. It was in Selma.
Yeah,
Shout
they were,
out.
they were in the
We
same
We never
month.
played Selma.
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
No Devil Lived On and Josh.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah.
us on that show. Thank you.
Bob Coughlin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Josh, Bob.
Matt.
Bob's house.
Matt running the. I don't
Yes,
know. That was all his stuff. I think he just like brought out his massive PA system.
Yeah.
I was like. he was,
Besides
like,
besides from the heat and us dying, I mean, it was.
It was a great. I mean, it was really fun. I was about to have a heat stroke.
Yeah.
Right. I was like just eating goldfish. That's all I had. That's all I had to munch on. I was dying.
I don't think I ate that day, and I'm already fat, and it's hot. I was like, I gotta go steal someone's water or something.
We were just sitting underneath the tent. There was a fan. It's like a little box fan that they just had like plugged up, pointing at the PA system, and I'm just like sitting here, just passed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he played. That would have been August, I want to say.
Farewell was September
September.
22nd.
September.
Wow.
It was in September.
I listened to the
That's
other one and
right.
you were making fun of Derek with the dates, and I was like, I'm like that with my dates.
Oh,
Farewell Fest was September 22nd.
Yeah, I remember dates weird too. I recorded drums for Malfunction July 15th.
Yes. And the EP
It was the morning.
recorded-
It was the morning before we played at the Cat's Cradle.
Yes.
I recorded drums that morning, and then we booked it to the Cat's Cradle and played a shit show.
That was okay. Yes, so the Cat's Cradle show was us and two pop punk bands who were
Hell yeah.
they were
Hell
good
yeah.
bands,
Yay.
but
Who
like
are they? I want to know.
Come Clean, which is
Oh,
local.
they're from
great,
Brownsville.
great,
right?
yeah. So we played with them 2 or 3 times, and then they got signed there. We were just a
You got
shitty.
signed?
Aren't they
Did
on?
they?
They're
Yeah.
on Hopeless.
Something.
Really?
Something
Fuck yeah,
maybe I don't want to hold on. Let me
Hell
confirm.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah, he'll look it up. But the other band was up from here, and they were from Florida. They were doing
literally up from Florida.
down from there. Up, the band is up from here.
Up there.
That was such a pop punk name.
But this is the awkward part about it, right? Because like, there's a big issue with shows leaving early and your fans leaving early, and we brought like 10 people
Here
to
we
that
go.
show
Yeah.
who came for us and then left. There was only like 15,
Now,
20
let's
people. At that
specify.
show.
Yeah.
We didn't tell them to leave.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
They
we would
just-
never do
yeah,
that. We
yeah.
were not like that. Okay, I encourage people to stay for the whole show the entire time. Now, it's their decision. I'm not gonna handcuff them to a pole and be like, watch this band. Okay? But I was just sitting at the merch table, and like the 6 people we brought just came out like, hey, we're gonna leave. And I was just like, are you sure?
Was it like in between? Was it in between sets?
We played first, so we played first, and it was like after,
Yeah.
and so. So
I know.
Now, granted, the other
I hate that.
and Come Clean at least had like their girlfriends, I think, with them or something.
Yeah.
So they had them, and then like the rest of the bands. But other than that,
Yeah. I need to clarify. Come Clean is on Standby Records, not Hopeless.
I was gonna say
Please don't sue us.
I was about to say Hopeless is like
Hopeless is that's like.
I'm
baller.
sorry.
Not
I
saying
don't
that
know.
Come Clean is not baller, but
Well, Hopeless was like I didn't remember it was on Victory. Hopeless was
Was on Victory.
was I said was.
Hopeless is like
Okay, we can just bring up their band list.
Hopeless is like.
I didn't mean to
real
change
pop
the
punk.
subject.
No, that's okay.
No,
Look up the Hopeless Records artist list. Right
I
there.
do want to see Come Clean though
They're good.
because they're pop punk and I love pop
How do
punk.
they spell Come Clean?
Literally, like the
So
no.
Are you sure?
CUMKLEEN.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
EX.
Come Clean.
Hyphen EX.
Dot
Hopeless,
.exe.
Come Clean.
Hopeless Records has Bayside, Circus Survive,
Okay.
Cruel Hand,
Oh yeah, Amorosa.
yes, Hands Like Houses,
They're still a
Incredible
band?
Band,
Yeah.
Net Deep,
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Sum 41.
Silent.
I think Siler's a former because it's
Yeah, I feel like
Okay.
they're not on there
either way.
anymore.
So they
Yeah.
have a solid
Right.
lineup.
Hopeless is
Not
I was about to
Come
say,
Clean.
I was about to say,
Like,
if
those
they were
big
on-
dogs.
Yeah, I feel like I would have seen them by now if they
Right.
were on Hopeless right now.
Standby is
touring right
apparently
now.
good though.
Yeah.
They would
oh,
be
yeah.
touring right now.
You should.
What is Standby? Is that a?
Yeah, they're another label. I'll bring up their
is it
stuff.
local label?
Is it local or that's all I want?
I don't think
Yeah,
they're
I don't know.
local. I just don't think they're national. Technically.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but I do hate when that happens because I hate when it's like if it's our band that brought the fans
Oh yeah.
and then everyone bails and I'm like like literally 5 minutes ago on the stage I told him to stay around. It's not I'm sorry.
I swear.
Guys. I'm sorry. This is
Yeah.
not a ploy.
Everyone looks at us like this is all a plan, huh?
Yeah.
Y'all are some mean motherfuckers. We're just like, no.
When it happens, that happens
You know?
Yeah.
a lot, man.
How is the Cast Cradle?
It's pretty okay.
I like that venue.
You like it or
I love that
love
venue.
it? Okay.
I've seen so many good shows there in the big room and the back room.
Oh, 2 rooms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we played in the back room.
Because that's
We
like
still didn't
Carrboro?
fill it up. Yeah.
Carrboro?
Yeah.
I've never. Have you been there?
It's near
Me neither.
Chapel Hill. It's a good
It's
spot.
literally like right around the
Yeah.
corner from the 506.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like Chapel Hill, Tarboro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I have not been there.
It's a
So
good venue.
we need to go.
Yeah.
And there's
alright.
a show. We'll go.
Yeah.
We need to go. All of us.
All right.
What do you guys
There's
do
a
tonight?
show there
We
tonight.
go tonight?
I think we have a show,
I'm pretty
but
sad. Actually, Knuckle Puck and Citizen are playing there
Knuckle
tonight.
Puck?
Yeah, at
Knuckle
Cast Cradle,
Puck?
yeah.
Oh yeah, one of my friends is good. She's going to that show tonight. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
I would be there if we weren't playing. Fuck my man.
Or at the.
At Cat's Cradle.
what the fuck did you just
For
say?
Citizen. Citizen is better than us, I'm sorry.
I mean, they're signed, so obviously
Don't mean shit.
everyone's signed. Everyone's better than us.
Yeah.
I got a fart.
Fart. Yay!
That better
so
be
much air.
that better be in there,
Please
sounds
go
like a
edit and
crazy
enhance that one section.
I'll try.
dude. I don't have enough ass cheeks to make it flap. Well, I have 2 ass cheeks. Okay, it's not like I have 1 ass cheek. Right? They're not big enough.
I did think you mean quantity.
Yeah, I don't have enough. I only have 1.
I lost my other ass cheek on the way here. Stuck to the leather seat.
It was hot. What was the big difference between? Because you guys had an EP. What's the name of the EP?
The first one?
Yeah,
Old Habits.
Old Habits. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that was with Matt original.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So, what was the big difference that you noticed between the two, like the first and second one, like growth wise and all that?
We didn't let Morgan. Well, it's not that we didn't let him, but we decided it was more efficient to just program the drums.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So Brandon's.
Like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. We're talking about that.
Yeah, Brandon did all of Old Habits. So
Okay.
that was the biggest difference is once you put real drums on it. Like, we're
Yeah.
definitely real drum fans.
Yeah.
So it is a way better sound there instantly.
Which, let me tell you what.
Does he DI everything?
Yes.
We're not studio people to answer that question. I think so.
It's just, does he plug it up into
I-
your face?
Yes.
I believe so,
Yes.
yeah.
Everything was.
No cap. No.
Yeah.
He's not micing up.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Bitch. Okay, the bitch about the drums for that EP now. I had to write out every drum part on finale.
You do so many ghost notes.
Well,
to-
first of all, no one
Now,
told you it had
no, that's
to
the
be
thing.
finale.
Back then, I didn't do ghost notes, so
Okay.
I was a scrub back then. Okay.
Yeah, we have that hardcore part.
Ooh.
Yeah, let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Even 4 songs, just like writing them all out. Now, granted, this wasn't tabs. This was like sheet music, so that he can take the MIDI and use those to program the drums.
Oh my god.
Let me tell you what, man. Spent like 2 to 3 hours each song. That's a bitch. I'd rather record drums than do that.
The worst part about it was I had touch guitar at the time, and I honestly didn't
What?
know touch guitar could do drums.
Adam. God, Jesus Christ. That's why the EP is called Old Habits, because we just dump it off the face of the earth around along with everything around that era. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I always talk about. That's the beauty about that record is that we call it Old Habits, and it's like literally everything around that time period is we've just like shied away from because it's just not. It wasn't a very good representation of what we want to be now. And I mean that's the whole thing about what we do. We're always trying to progress what we do.
Would you call it progressive?
I would call it.
Yeah.
Man,
I classify progressive as like literally progressing or like what you haven't heard before, which is what I said for the record earlier. So like, I'm not saying it's like
I don't know. I think we tried a few things to be different. We try to add the swing element. Is kind of the main thing that we felt like we were different in that aspect. Was that
It's August Burns Red,
hello?
Blinding Light.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a part in it that I was listening to it. I was like, is that Moo Moo? Like,
yeah, the snare part in Working on the Civic probably.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he has big hairy cock.
But having a drummer that can do that, I'll get to a writing spot and not know how to transition. I'm like, all right, Morgan has 3 beats to do
you got
whatever.
it. You got it.
And then if we're stuck, we'll be like, hey, did we swing a riff yet? We'll be like, oh yeah, we got to do that in every song. I forgot. Oops. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely something.
Had you guys recorded before? Was that your first?
No,
Old Habits?
for me, I know he's different. This
Yep.
guy's a little different.
Ooh,
Me, I had never properly been in a band or like tried to do anything half decent ever. I don't want to say any details, but I was in a shitty thrash band in like halfway in middle school and high school.
Got your
And
V?
we recorded, yes, the Flying V, Black Flying V. I had 2 different ones. Eventually, I had a Dave Mustaine, Megadeth, Flying V, custom print. Sounded like shit, so I gave it away. I didn't say any of that. We didn't talk about that.
To be fair, Morgan and I still have our moments where we just like, oh, geez, Megadeth is such a great band.
Seriously though, dude, like Peace Sells, that whole album is more progressive than this fucking EP.
Like, we talked about for one of our instrumental shows, honestly, doing a Megadeth or Metallica cover, just because it would throw people off. Like,
Yeah. What was I talking about?
the old Dave Mustaine guitar.
No, I was talking about the band.
Yeah.
We were talking about band
the
stuff.
origins.
Yeah,
Yes.
origins of band stuff. but we like recorded our own stuff. It was like me. The highest it got was a 3-piece, and it was me, my buddy Dylan, who I still talk to this day. We were just at a Whitechapel concert last night, and then one of our old buddies, Kevin Tyree, who also played guitar and kind of did vocals. I don't know if I would call them vocals, but he tried. He did his best.
He tried.
We will all say he did his best. But we like self-recorded our own songs. Eventually, we had like 7 or 8 songs. Yeah, I mean, we had a Facebook page that released stuff, and I was in middle school. Like,
is it still active? Did you delete the page?
No, he deleted the page. Dylan does not want that to get out. But like,
What was the name of it?
it was good.
Killmaster.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
What a
Kill
great
myself.
band. It sounds like a thrash band, right?
I mean, now let me tell you what. Writing for
You
that,
were so ready to fire on that. You were waiting for it.
man, you were like ammo loaded, cocked, and ready to go. You on that one, fucker. But I played guitar back then.
Yeah.
I didn't play drums. I played guitar. So, and writing back then was very easy, because all I had to do was write a very easy thrash riff, and it evolved from there. But to get on actual subject and not talk about a shitty band, yeah, that was literally my only other experience in being a band or as working with people to make music. Now this is my first project where I've like put my foot down and like actually tried to make something of it. Before we were just playing music and really having fun, and
I mean, you're in middle school, so
we're doing exactly. And I mean, we're doing that right now. We're having fun right now, but definitely we all want to make this a part of our lives more than it is right now. And that this is the first little glimpse of what I've actually had to experience of it, besides the other one, which some other new, but
Some douchebags.
yeah, some douchebags that do this podcast.
One slightly with a splash of diabetes. And he's over arrogance.
Splash. It's pre-diabetes.
A
The
cannonball.
sugars.
But Adam will talk about his stuff because his
Okay.
is a little different.
Yeah, so I was in an also a terrible band, which I guess I should reveal the name of, to be fair.
It's
now.
not as bad as mine. Yeah, the
Well,
Pottersfield.
I was in the Pottersfield.
Pottersfield.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We were like a Christian hardcore-ish band, I guess. But either way, we played we opened some bigger shows back in the day. So I made some friends that I've had a few years in the scene for that.
Wait, how old were you?
I've always been a band baby until this band. So I was 14 and the rest of the band was like 17, 18, like, and yeah. We really only played, I think, like 4 or 5 big shows, but not big, 4 or 5 shows, and none of them were big. I meant to say, but
We're all
after
babies.
that, I sort of got out of it. I was like, that wasn't a clean breakup per se, so I was upset about it. And then eventually, my
First love.
my friend Alex Lee reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, I have this band with Garrett Barefoot from Black Plate." So we were like I want to say like a shitty Fall Out Boy type band.
Wait.
Yeah, it was me, Garrett Barefoot, Alex Lee, and Mitch McCall. And it's like, the only reason I still talk about that band was because it like rejuvenated my love for playing music at that time. And
a shitty Fallout band.
it was like, I wouldn't even call it pop punk because it was like that, it was like that
Garrett doing
old school.
vocals?
No, Garrett was the drummer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Alex Lee and Mitch McCall are 2 incredible singers.
Okay.
So as soon as they were like, we're singing together, I was like, you 2 are going to
Yeah.
get famous. I want to play with you guys. Like, I still say to this day, if anyone's going to get famous from the scene, it's going to be Alex. He's a great guy. He plays
What's he? Is he in anything?
He has an indie project now. I don't actually know the name of it, or
Okay.
I don't think it's surfaced online or
Oh,
stuff
okay,
like
okay.
that. But either way, that project like made me love playing music again. We played one house show with Take Heart before they
Oh,
just came back. And after that, I just like hung out with people that I knew from around I saw Garrett here and there. And then Noah and Morgan reached out to me. I hadn't hung out with people from high school. I sort of like disconnected from that.
Yeah, we were all like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll get. So I've always sort of been like on and off with being in the scene, but I've in a band in the scene, but I've always sort of gone to the shows and like things like that. Eventually, I was doing this for like a year, and then my friend Cody Fitzgerald was like, "Hey, come try out and play bass for my band, Death of a Tyrant." So then that's where I ended up getting that. That's my second band. I love those guys. But that's when Tim sent me a guitar file for a Death of a Tyrant song. And I was like, "Oh, Tusk Guitar has drums." That's how. So I stole that. I copy pasted that drum track to a continuation song, then changed all of it to time signatures. Just I had no idea how to set it up in my own song, so I just moved it over. But so that's my. I'm bad at telling long stories.
When did you join? Because Death of a Tyrant was banned back 2014.
Yes, so the Pottersfield played with Death of a Tyrant 2 or 3 times, so that's how I knew them.
Wait, did you play the Death of a Tyrant show at your place?
The Pottersfield did.
The Pottersfield? Okay,
yeah. That was the original.
Yeah, let's talk about that show real quick.
Yeah, so...
That's a fun time.
Yeah, so basically, the Pottersfield was like, we're going to run a show. Ethan was like... Our vocalist at the time was a guy named Ethan. He was like, I need a senior project. Like, oh, running a show counts for your senior project if your thing's music business or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, well, my friend Morgan has a big yard.
Big deck, big yard.
Big dick.
Big dick.
And a dad that doesn't give a shit.
That's true. That's true.
Thanks, Daddy.
So,
so he came over and he surveyed the land. He was like, yeah, this will work. And then they came over. Garrett ran sound. Someone ran sound.
I don't even. Yeah.
Someone did something. Okay, I don't even know what happened. My old band played.
Wait, so what? This was 2014.
13? March 29th.
Something like that.
Guys, enough of the dates.
It's just because
they know.
I'm not yet.
It's just because I've seen too many cringy videos with that date on it.
Was Garrett?
Garrett was in Death of a Tyrant.
Yeah.
So
was he? Because I'm trying to line this up. Would this have been Barnes Studio days? You guys probably don't know.
Oh, I don't know if he was associated with Barnes.
Someone answered.
I knew nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, I had long hair and played a flying V. All right, I didn't know anyone.
Hilarious.
I was just like,
I was fucking.
I get to play a show.
Yeah. So Noah's band actually played first at the time.
Noah's old band.
Yeah.
Noah had an old band too.
All you guys were.
Yeah.
Playing this is
Which
awesome. This is great.
This show had like, I don't know, 50 people at it, but like all 50 people are probably still in the scene. Like once you hear the Take Heart played the show, so like it came and Death of a Tyrant got shut off by the cops, so that was always
there was a band called Above the Tides that played.
Yeah, so that became that's a whole ton of people.
It was like a 6-band lineup, dude.
Above the Tides had a whole ton of people in it. I don't know the exact lineup at the time of that. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yay.
Wait, so thrash band, Kill, what was it?
Killmaster. Okay. Yeah. Wait.
And the Potter.
And
then Noah's old band was Unmask the Masses.
Which also has Sean Brown in it. Which has
Sean Brown in it. Adam Lagatuda, which I still talk to. He came with me and Dylan at the show. Tyler C. from high school.
I don't remember him.
Paul Ryan played drums.
Geez. Oh, jeez.
Bad decision.
Bad decision.
I love you, Paul, but like Jesus Christ, don't play drums
ever.
I thought he
again.
Don't.
Did he play bass or Steven played bass?
Who played bass?
Steven.
Maybe no one played bass. I don't think anyone.
I thought Paul played bass.
No. Eventually, dude, that band had so many lineup changes. It was nuts.
Not as many as Above the Tides, though. Honestly, sorry if any of you guys listen to this,
fair.
But Above the Tides had everyone in it back in the day.
No, I don't think they had a bassist back then.
I don't
think they added Steven or like switched. It was crazy, dude. But yes, all 3 of our old bands played at that one show.
Great.
Now, that's the beauty of the band name.
You guys would have been in like high school then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like
then junior.
Somehow,
no, actually, I was a sophomore.
Yeah. And then somehow being in the Pottersfield, we got Take Heart and Death of a Tyrant, 2 good bands to play with our 3 shitty bands.
And like here we are now, like
Oh.
thinking upon it, like, man, that was way
Yeah,
better, way bigger than I thought. Man, that show was bigger than some of our shows that we played. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's when me and Noah started the band. Let's see, we went to a show in Richmond. It was like in January of 2017. It had been at least 2 years since any of us, 2 or 3 years since any of us had ever talked to each other.
Yeah. Noah and I had this weird friendship that was like,
Where you hated each other.
he'd send me a song, like
It's a weird friendship.
we'd discuss music, and then it'd be like, oh, something terrible happened in my life, and it'd be like, do you want to talk about it? No, we're good.
Yeah.
So we didn't have like a,
It's true friendship.
but
right
it's
there.
like, I don't think Noah and I ever actually stopped sending each other music. He sent me Era, like, first album early on. He was like, dude, you're gonna love Era.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah.
Yeah. But we went to a show in Richmond at the National. It was... Oh,
Motionless.
man. Motionless in White, Falling in Reverse, and Issues. Man, I love me
Wait,
some Issues.
What album Falling in Reverse?
I don't know. They were. I think they were just coming out with the. They were just coming out with the singles for what's that album called?
The Drug
Coming
News
Home?
New?
No.
No,
Fashionably
this was
Late?
2017.
That's
This is
24.
when he did the rap
Yeah.
album almost.
The
This
singles
was
like
God tier cringe.
Right when they started, like, no
Hey,
stop.
their new stuff
right?
is actually good. I'm gonna say that on the record.
If you
Okay.
play it on this podcast, I am kicking that one.
I'm not playing it. I need to look it up
Okay,
because
fine.
I need to tell Tanner the album that was coming out at the
Don't.
time.
I got this. Okay, so it's The Drug in Me Is You.
Just way after
Fashionably
that.
Late.
Way
Wait,
after
I'm
that.
going through them. There's the one with Alone. Was it the one with Alone?
No, that's Fashionably Late.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, know your shit.
Oh, my bad.
I'm just kidding.
My
I
bad.
was kidding.
Was it the...
Oh, I know what it is.
Know your shit.
Is,
And there is one after
There's
that.
one with, fuck. It's the...
The Lady. It's the Lady.
What?
It's called Just Like You.
Just Like You. Yep, that's what...
No,
I
it was the
trying
one
to
after
think
that.
of the
It was Coming Home. Because they had just come out with that one single. Fuck, Coming Home. I guess that's what it was called. I guess that was the name of the single.
I'm coming home.
Yes, that one. No, but it was good. They had like a laser show and stuff. But no,
I love
we went to that show and we had a good time. And on the way home, we were like, man, I miss playing music. Like, you know, it takes about 3-ish hours, and we drove home the same night. Yeah, crazy. Stupid, but
Not crazy.
I
I
love
do Richmond shows all the time.
I mean, I'm not driving.
I'm a
3 hours
tired
for sure.
boy. I'm a tired boy.
What?
But we were just like, yeah, you want to play sometime? You want to play some music and see what happens? And I mean, the rest is kind of history after that. I mean, eventually we started, it was just me and Noah jamming out. We were like, yeah, we're going to need more people. We were like,
Eventually.
Adam plays bass. We like Adam, you know?
Were you
Just-
in Death Battalion at this point?
No, I wasn't in Death and Retire until like a year ago.
Okay.
I was in continuations for like a solid year before. I had actually just bought some pedals from Cody like
Mm-hmm.
at some point, and then a week or two later he hit me up that he needed bass.
He's like, heck, we need your bases.
Yeah, but back to
But yeah, that's kind of it. And then we picked up Matt, because I think Noah knew him.
yeah.
Picked up Matt. He came and he did a vocal cover of some Acacia Strain song. Probably like Come a Witch or
Oh, I
something.
don't know any of them, so you could say anything at this point.
Something. And then he did that, and we were like, yeah, he can do vocals. Sure. All right, we have a band. Cool.
Let's play.
Let's start writing and let's just do this. And we did that. And it's so weird to think about, but like we formed the band January of planned on trying to start a band in January 2017, and the first EP didn't come out until March of 2018.
But yes,
Yeah.
we were dedicated, but like we kept getting screwed. Like I believe all of us changed jobs like in the first few months of the band and stuff.
Yeah, I was always changing jobs back
Yeah.
then. for sure.
So like there were times where we were legit practice. Our regular practice for a few weeks in a row was Monday morning at 7 a.m. We all went to work at like 9 or something like that. And like it was
that's
like-
a great
Yeah,
time
let's
to
see.
practice.
2017,
And
what
then
job
have
did
to
I
go to
have
work
back then?
afterwards.
yeah, it was the only time we had, and we were like we are getting together this week.
Yeah.
And it's like
And we still struggle with that, but we do what we can.
Yeah.
You know, back then it was weird. Back then it was weird.
Were you guys all in school?
I was. I was in school straight out of high school. I went to Wake Tech Community College, and I graduated. It took me 3.5 years. So from fall of 2015 to this past winter of 2018, I was in school full time every semester besides summer. He was also in school.
I've always been in school. So I got out of West Johnston my senior year, and I started doing JCC, a program to go to JC Johnston Community College to do classes. Except I did a cosmetology program to cut hair. So then, right after my senior year, I finished that up and got like licensed to be a cosmetologist. It's like not something I wanted to. Like after you put in the time for it, you're like, oh, that's not me. Like,
but that's perfect because now you can cut my hair.
Yes, I can. It's I mean,
It's
not that good
It's
though.
pretty easy.
Yeah, it is an easy.
I did this myself.
I should reference.
Bring the blonde back.
Okay.
That's true. You look nothing like your Facebook photo. I have to say that.
Nick
Fucking
was,
catfish.
Nick was saying, true. Nick was saying the other day, he's like, dude, you look like an asshole in your picture, and you're nothing like that.
Like
thank you.
Fucking true dick. He's
Like
like
metalcore money.
First thing you do is walk up. And
It's always them band pics. They're the same band pics. Like, dude, just look like a total dick. They'll love your music.
Look like you're about to fight someone.
I'm like about
That'll
to fuck
get him.
somebody up.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Bonus points for being in the middle of the field.
Oh,
Check
dude.
out nature around you.
Yeah, it was so weird. Last night after the Whitechapel show, went back to the hotel. We were just walking to the room, and these two. No, I'm not. This is information. Two black dudes. Okay, walked up onto us, and we're like, "Can you take a picture of us real quick?" Now, granted, it was like midnight, and they're just coming out and just like, "Hey, can one of y'all like take a picture of us real quick?" And we were just like, But then Adam's stupid ass was like, yeah.
Not me, other
No,
Adam.
not him.
Lagatuda.
Adam Legatuda.
Like a booty.
From Noah's old band. It's like, yeah. And
He wants to.
and they were like, I don't know, posing. I was like, damn, is this for their mixtape? Like, are they taking an iPhone picture right now to promote their new like single they're about to release? Like, I was really confused. Like, can't believe people still do that. Like, buy a camera, please.
I don't know. Have you seen?
I mean, because we've done that before. Our first promo was an iPhone selfie, but like,
In 17.
would I do that?
Selfie.
Would I do that again? No.
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
Totally.
yes.
Yes.
I just don't get selfies.
It's because you don't know how to angle it right.
Thanks.
You gotta get the right angles.
Well, also, I can't take them on my phone. So,
You know,
Also,
on camera.
yes.
see that one? The blue
Oh,
one?
nice.
Yeah, it
nice.
slides. It has a keyboard.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So is
So
MySpace.
6 years old.
So is AOL. Dial up.
No one can call your house phone while we're doing this podcast.
There's no internet here right now.
Yeah. It's like, can I get the Wi-Fi? About that.
That's why it says loading on the ceiling.
So you guys were like, all right, where were we at? Like 2017 band form.
Band formation. 2018
18,
March
March
1st.
Yeah.
2018 Old Habits was released.
We recorded that January 16th. We
Yeah.
did the instrumentals for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We released it very quickly after. I mean, the first riff probably came up with a me and Noah jam session.
Yeah.
Was probably the first riff of Alone, probably.
When I showed up, they were like, "We've done a few practices. Here's one song. It's Alone."
Yeah.
And we still changed the crap out of that song.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, we'd been writing that whole time. And it just started with one riff. I think we wrote Alone first.
Mm-hmm. Then the
What did we do after
influence.
that? Then the influence. The influence, we were like, that one's the song. if any songs, these song on the record that at least stands out as something different as a single, I guess the influence was it for the time. Now we're not even playing that tonight. We don't play that often anymore, but you know, it was the one we released as a single at the time, and
Somehow we decided I was gonna make that video in Windows Movie Maker.
yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Oh,
I think we
somehow-
took that down.
somehow-
Maybe.
Somehow we greenlighted that lyric video.
Should not have greenlighted that.
We should not have greenlighted any of that. Like, I don't,
You do what you gotta do.
you know.
get it
But you
done.
have to understand that we were all still young.
Yeah.
You know, we're not 30 still doing this, and
Oh.
you know, and I had no experience in knowing how to do things properly. You know, no guidance in the sort. They all, I mean, he did a little bit, but you know,
Isn't it fun when you start it and you're like, oh, I don't know anything, and then you're just like guessing.
you know, our mentality at the beginning was like DIY. Can we do it ourselves? Can we, you know, save this little bit of time or money? And over the time, we're like, yes, that being at that point would be good, but you know, if we don't have the skill set to do something, and we don't have the time to learn it at the current period that we need to do it, we shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
And someone else needs to be doing it, because it just doesn't benefit us that way. Like, I don't know how to do shit when it comes to like studio stuff, so I'm just like, hey, let's go to a studio. Like,
Yeah.
let's have people that know what they're doing about this sort of thing do their thing.
And if you can get with someone and like if you wanted to do the DIY thing, the best way you could do it would be get with someone where you can like sit and learn from them.
Yeah, like
While
actual
they're
like
doing it.
classes
But-
on the subject matter. You know, it takes time.
Yeah. Well, I was talking with Edward last night.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about, because I was saying like
Another piece of gum.
the DIY thing.
I want the wrapper.
Well, like I love the DIY concept, but
See, we're just
if
big.
you can't like
Yeah,
book a tour yourself,
yeah.
if you don't have the contacts to set up or like the knowledge to set up a proper tour,
If you don't know what you're doing and you're doing it, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, you gotta learn to fail
Well, you
sometimes.
got a mindset.
You gotta learn, but like if you're gonna release something to the public
Yeah.
and your name's gonna be on it, you know, you damn well better make sure it's good. And if it's not good with you doing it, like either get better at it or have someone else do it. You know?
Yeah, just don't book a tour and your band not even play the tour.
What are we laughing at?
Shots fired.
Oh no, baby.
10 days in advance.
We're not talking about anyone.
I feel so left out.
Just bad habits.
Old habits.
Old habits. Ooh.
Get it?
Susan is
You
coming.
get that? You got that joke?
I didn't.
It's like,
It kind of made like
oh,
I don't know.
I'm
The
sorry.
ground was swelling for a second.
Oh.
All of a sudden, I feel really alone.
I fucking hate you. That's the most obvious cheap shot one.
You know, on this
Okay, there
silent
was
night.
this time also that we named the song Malfunction, and there was a whole ton of people. I just searched the word malfunction in Facebook, and it would bring up posts like, one of them was from Kevin Lasciano from like 6 months ago, and he used the word something was malfunctioning, and I just went and commented, did someone say malfunction? And I did it on like 100 posts across Facebook.
And then you tag your shit. Just spamming people.
If they put malfunction in the post, it's on there.
Yeah, I mean that song. No, that song is a totally different period. All of
Yeah.
what we've been doing is totally different periods of different mindsets, different things that we're trying to accomplish. Song's a little bit iffy in my brain. You know, it's there, and it was better than the older stuff, but it's, I don't know if you agree with me, but it still wasn't on the caliber that we wanted to be at.
We kept changing that song and changing it, and eventually we just said the studio day's getting closer. We're gonna pick the best way and go with it, and that's a mistake. Like when we had changed it, I
Have
had
you been playing it live? Like,
Yeah.
As soon as we had it written, we started playing it live just because we only had 4 songs.
yeah.
We didn't write more than we had released. That's another one of our issues. But anyway,
Yeah.
I have that issue fixed now.
yes, we're gonna have that issue fixed. Plus,
What?
since the new EP is a banger, it's not hard to play songs live now.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I found that after, I always find that like after you record it, you're like, oh, I should have done that.
Yep.
Well, we're not thinking about making a part 2, but not sure yet.
Yep. Because we
And then maybe re-release.
yeah.
Ooh, okay.
We're just looking at ways to promote ourselves differently and
Yeah.
not stick to a standard 2 singles EP, 2 singles album, music videos here and there. Like,
Do you guys have any music video ideas?
not at the moment.
No, I think it's, in my opinion, music video concept is a little bit stale.
What?
Any music video that we could afford would be us in a fucking forest with our instruments playing,
You
and
could do the live show.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You could do the
That would be one that, for sure, I'd be, more on board with, something like that. But then again, we'd have to play a show, play multiple shows, right?
Well,
And then
it'd have to be a big enough show.
it'd have to be a decent
I mean,
show with activity.
You really you need one show. The show just needs to be big enough, and the person filming
It
has
also
to be.
it also depends on what you expect because so Death of a Tyrant did that for the reunion show at Clayton Beverage.
Oh shit!
Except
okay.
we're gonna break it up and do promotions or something because we decided. Well, I'll even actively say I honestly disagreed with this, but it's like
Yeah, it's a
you
band.
don't make up the band decisions. That the video didn't the parts didn't line up with our hands and stuff, so we're playing a breakdown. And just doing it.
Oh,
Stuff, but I'm like, the guy shot it at one show and he threw it and I'm like, I thought personally it's like live music video, it's spectacular quality. It's like if you wanted to line up, I guess you pay out the butt, and we didn't pay that. So
yeah, that's
but that's what
yeah.
it like. I
would
want
just cut those parts with if it's not.
it's the
like, you
entire thing's off. It's just like different scene, but it looks like the show and we're having a good time. But it's just
Yeah.
like it's
So you know what I mean?
all
Like
off.
it's not even like it's even close.
Yeah.
It's a totally different part.
Yeah,
That's what was. See, that's why I just agree with him, because that.
I
If it
think
was like
so.
kind of close,
Yeah.
like you could almost
You
tell
can
like it
edit
was,
it
it was
around
supposed
it,
to
it's
like
like that.
line up like right there,
Yeah.
but instead it was like that. It's like
Yeah.
the parts were like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
That's
I still thought I feel like that's back to the DIY comment. So we're like, it's not DIY because we didn't do it, but like the guy still for being a one person video, whatever you want to call that term,
Yeah.
he did a spectacular job. And like,
Who? Do you know who it was?
it was the guitarist of Death of a Tyrant. His name's Jamie McGee. It was one of his friends. I think his name's Trayvon. Trayvon Biddle. He has a production. I wish I knew to shout it out.
Yeah.
He does video work. He's a nice guy. So
No, I like I really like the live show concept. It's an easy one. That's why I like it because it's like it's one that you can just put together and you get that one show.
right.
You get the clips, you piece it together. If you want, you can cut in clips from other stuff in between parts. If you get some backstage stuff, I always love you get clips from the show and then you cut it with clips from backstage where everyone's fucking around.
Right.
That's my
Yeah,
jam.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't know. But on the music video concept, you think about at the dollar point, and it's people, you look at your potential outreach and stuff. Of course, if you get signed, they're gonna want to I don't know any band you sign that doesn't have any music videos. But especially while we're not at that point, it's where would our money be better spent? Gear upgrades, live show upgrades, just to have a cool music video to show around Facebook. And I feel lyric videos still capture your attention as much when you when it's in front of your eyes, that you're not gonna, oh well, this is a lyric video, not a music video. And
yeah.
but lyric videos are 1/10 of the price. So
Oh, if
yeah,
not more, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you can I don't know anything on that side. If you can piece together yourself,
Yeah.
like if you have enough talent to be able to, I'm going to say knowledge, not talent. If you have enough knowledge to piece together yourself, then you can really save a shit ton of money. Like, are you going to do the entire EP lyric videos or just a single or two?
We had discussed it. I don't know, because, like, there were some, especially back in the Rise Records days, like, the first one that comes to mind is Memphis Mayfire's Challenger album. Now, there's a lyric video for every song, but I wouldn't mind doing it. I don't know. I would basically leave it up to Will, like, how confident are you in your lyrics? Are there any songs that you don't like them?
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean, it's a lyric video.
Yeah.
I feel like the lyrics, we're going to choose the song or songs that have the best representation of lyrics and make those the lyric videos. You know, at the end of the day, yes, we want to pick a really good song. I mean, I think we're all going to come to terms that all the songs are pretty well, so it comes down to the lyrics.
Yeah.
It is a lyric video after all.
Yeah.
So, you know, music video, lyric video.
Yeah, because, like, we think Broken Honda Civic's the best song, but if the lyrics aren't it for it, I would still be fine with it being on the album. I'm confident enough with all of the other songs as singles.
Yeah. I mean, if the lyrics are better as far as understanding, and if they're easier to work with, it makes whoever's making the lyric video their work 10 times easier too. Yeah. So,
how are you gonna promote? Thought that through yet?
So we have a few different things. You know, like we've already said, we want to kind of do something different with every song. I think once we have a decent video, whether it be a lyric video or something of that sort, I think we're gonna do what we did for Malfunction and go through Beheading the Traitor. Kind of, you know, do that for one thing, and
Can I mention our friends in Days to Break put out a song on Beheading the Traitor just yesterday.
yeah.
Go check out that
What
song.
is Beheading the Traitor?
They're a YouTube channel, so they function basically like they sound like a band, basically, but they you can go and submit and they upload your stuff and you get a larger. They're just a blog.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay.
They were. I honestly feel like they were a lot bigger back in the day than compared to now. I don't know for sure. I feel like they put out some of the old In Dying Arms stuff or some of the bands that then got big in deathcore. And then,
Okay. Yeah.
but our video got like 1,000-ish views first week just from a stuff.
That's pretty good.
And then like some of their more successful bands now still sit at like 30, 40, 50,000 views. So it's not a bad sight.
But besides that, you know, we need to. I think we're just going to be really careful with it because the way social media is working these days,
Fuck it.
and yeah, I mean, basically, I mean, you hit it right on the nail. Like,
Just gotta pay.
you know,
If you want any kind of reach, you have to pay. And what is that? I mean, what does it even translate to?
Yeah.
exactly.
To me, it translates
Sometimes
to
it does
nothing.
nothing.
So we had a while ago on our Facebook page, we had done a whole ton of paid promotions for Malfunction. We had 5,500 likes on Facebook. And Morgan brought, we ended up looking at some graph or something and it said X amount of 20-something% of your population is Middle Eastern. It's like we don't have anything against them, but we're not going to tour there or what. So like we cut our own page likes down, which is bad for promotion. But we don't want a whole ton of ghosts. It looks worse when it's like, oh, we have 5,500 likes and we post a picture and it got 3.
Yeah.
No.
Like that doesn't make sense.
So now we're at 2,000 something. Yeah.
2K something.
But mostly American, mostly real people that we can see. Like
We're gonna like all the people that have organically clicked like on the page.
Yeah.
We want it to just be more organically active this time around. You know, we want it make sure we're building the hype around a certain release well, so that when it happens, people are actively acting upon it.
Is Facebook your primary place?
We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think that's it. I feel like the most like activity is Instagram.
Yep.
Okay, like on an audience level or on your
On an audience level,
We have
on like
one-
a
yeah. We have almost
yeah.
300 followers. Some of our photos, if we've done it right, like timed, there's better times to post
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
We've gotten 50, 100 likes.
Yeah.
You're like 1/3 of your people
Yeah.
actually click likes. Probably all of them saw it.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what I mean?
Instagram is Instagram because Facebook owns Instagram, and they're moving towards the Facebook model. Because like originally, everyone, if you post something on Facebook, now it's something like 3 to 10% maybe of people of your likes see it. Like it used to be everyone that liked your page would see it. Now it's switched to like you have to pay for it. Instagram is going to move to that model. So like Instagram is going to go in the exact same direction Facebook is, because Facebook owns Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the shitty thing about it,
I just think that there's I think that there's hopefully a better way will come around.
oh, okay.
like a
I
different
don't.
platform.
Yeah.
This is sort of connected, sort of not.
I don't know. I
feel
hate
like
social media, so I don't know.
I feel like Facebook is in its own downturn, and it's going to get better.
Okay.
So like I'm an accounting student currently, so I like looking at business stuff like that. Facebook is, at least this year and very recently, they're very focused on their investors and utilizing their cash flow. And I feel like in the past they were just collecting the biggest social media market in the world, and now they're like, oh, we can set our sights and I don't think Facebook's going anywhere.
Oh no, I don't think it's going anywhere. I just think I think it'll either a new form will come up, or they will change in a way.
I think they're changing. I think they're going to stay on top. I don't think
Probably.
Twitter will still be relevant in a few years compared to.
That's fair.
If you even look at people who are big on Twitter,
Well, is Facebook, which is doing like better, Facebook or Instagram, as far as like?
well,
It's
Facebook
easier to
owns
get-
Instagram.
it's easier to get
I'm just
people-
wanting activity.
In my opinion, it's easier to get people to like your Facebook page, right? But the more activity is on Instagram.
More
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
difficult for us to get for people to follow the page on Instagram,
Yeah.
but the people that do are
Are
doing the
more
work
active.
for it.
Yeah. And then, it's more of a commitment. Like, Facebook, you can like a page because you'll probably never see their post. And then
That's
Instagram,
true.
you're going to see the
Yeah,
photo.
yeah.
They're going to be there.
Oh my god, there's this picture. There's this picture on Instagram right now. Take Heart, and Nick's just standing right there like, I'm gonna get you.
Fucking stupid.
I'm gonna get you. Yeah.
He's
Where
trying to
did
get a
he
video.
go?
Oh, probably take a poop.
For 30
That was
minutes?
long.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's funny.
sounds like Nick.
Sorry, that was random. I just saw it and I was like, hey, that's Nick.
No, I feel like I'm not a social media fan.
Mm.
I think that there's importance to it in this era for now, but I'm more like, let's get that live audience. Let's get that. Yeah, that's all I care about.
Live audience.
Build your fan base.
Yeah.
How do you feel about pay to plays?
We've done
Maybe
it.
we can carry this conversation.
We've done a few.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, one of the pay-to-plays, which some of the people will know, but we're not going to mention it, we got screwed because we sold our tickets. If that sounds backwards. We sold our tickets because that's what you do for a pay-to-play.
Yeah.
We barely lost money. Morgan and I probably paid like 10, 20, 30 bucks out of pocket. Not much. We were the only band that sold tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like 4 local bands and we all got 20, 30 tickets or whatever. We sold 15, we'll just say, and there was like 16 people at the show. No, it wasn't that, no. But it was still like, whatever, that's probably a little exaggerated, but when you look at how it lined up, it was like we did the work to get it, and I was expecting to reap the benefits of everyone else having their people there, and then it was
You
not.
realize that, no,
Yeah.
it's definitely not.
Yeah.
It definitely does not happen.
I fully understand like the business concept and why a promoter would want to do that, because then you get bigger bands because you can offer them the money.
Yeah.
You have to play your cards right. I feel like there's some promoters that they have such a built-up reputation for being good people and playing these shows that if they put on a pay-to-play show, it would be a very big success.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have people who only do pay-to-play shows and they trash the reputation of it. It's like if you're a good promoter and you book all those typical venues, Kaboom and all of them on a weekly basis, and then you get, I don't know,
You get a huge name coming through. Yeah.
the pop punk band right now.
Yeah.
You're like, I have to offer them $800 up front. I was gonna say the Wonder Years, but that's my fit. Not
they're not.
not current. Yeah,
I'm trying to think who it would be.
I don't know.
I haven't been up to date on pop punk in a minute.
I haven't either.
State champs.
They're a good band.
Wage War. Wait.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. Wage War. Yeah.
I know.
I don't know. My opinion is, at least I've been able to notice it firsthand. You know, just being at shows where the locals play with, you know, you'd say some of the big names, and they're pay to plays. It does nothing for the local bands. It gives them exposure to more people because more people will be at the show. But at the end of the day, the national band's not going to shout you out unless you're actually good enough for them to care.
Yeah.
Or
At the end of the night, they're just
happen to be watching.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can give an example. Like last night, like all the touring bands called out just the touring bands that I was at. Like,
They're the only ones they know the name of.
yeah.
Yep.
They're backstage, you know, ready to, you know, put on the show.
Well,
The local bands are just playing to the people that came for the national bands, you know. Will they remember? Did the local band do a good enough job about promoting their name enough so that someone will go home afterwards and look them up? You know, that's all you have.
I think a really cool idea that we had was like just business cards, or like Seeking Solace. They had they played with a sleeper. They had wristbands.
Yeah.
They just like took a bag full of wristbands and started throwing them out.
Yeah.
I think that's it's literally on your wrist, their name.
That's good. It's just you have to look at the whole dollar, like the investment. But
yeah,
music videos, it's like, I can get a crowd of 200 people to listen to me, but I pay $500 to get 200 people. I give Facebook $500, I get way more than 200 listens.
Billions.
And then it's, especially like the show he went to yesterday was how many bands? 7, 8, 9?
8 or 9, you know what I mean?
I value like, okay, let's say Continuations, and it's one of the major prod bands. I look at how far away we play from them. If we play at 6 p.m. and they play at midnight, that's a less valuable show to me, especially for my fans, and I have to ask them to stay at 7 hours, like, away from all this, like.
Yeah, especially if it's in Winston-Salem, about 2 hours away from
Where was that at, the Ramcat?
Ramcat, which is actually a really good venue.
I saw a great lineup there back when it was Ziggy's, which was Periphery, The Contortionist, Intervals, and Tooth Grinder in 2013. Yep.
That's stacked.
Oh, yeah. Full lineup Intervals. They had vocals. Those are the days.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
That was the last time I was at that venue. I've never gone back. I don't want to tarnish that memory.
Winston-Salem's a shitty city, but
Yeah, I know.
Ramcat made up for it, for sure.
You guys got any funny stories from shows?
Shows?
Wait, how'd
Like-
you guys? Because you guys play instrumental sets.
We played 2.
Yeah. Well, you have. I'm like,
Yeah.
how does?
Yes, okay, yes.
How did those compare? As far as like
As far as what?
comparing
Playing with
with vocals.
was
well,
an
comparing the
assumption there,
difference. I thought you meant. Well, you could be like, how was the reaction? How was?
Well, yeah.
So
Yes. How was
it
the
made
I
a
don't know, man. I play drums.
yeah. As a bassist and Noah as the guitarist, your hands stick out more.
Yeah.
Like you have to play way cleaner, and
Yep.
I don't know, it definitely threw us out of our element. We just needed the shows. We weren't sure whether Will could do it or not with the surgery, and we needed, like, sometimes as a band you just need to take steps to do something. So having that show pushed us for those months, and I think that was it was one of our better shows. Sorry,
The Maywood one?
Yeah. We put
Yeah.
tracks in. We had Boomhauer and we had You Killed Kenny, You Bastard in one of our breakdowns.
Yeah, I mean it was a good show, and we played pretty well. You know, I think that was one of the first times that we all walked out on the stage and we were like, yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
And-
that was good.
That's the other thing. It's not.
You wouldn't have because that was the one I was at.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
wouldn't have even known. Like you wouldn't have known that you were missing a vocalist.
Right.
Like that's
the
a
goal.
solid sign right there.
That's the goal. Thank you for that. That means a lot to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was what I felt good about that show because you have such a small. There was 20-something people at that show, and we sold 10 shirts. 8 I feel better about a show not even if someone sympathy buys your shirt, but the bartender's like, "Hey, can I go into those?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, like
That was when you got those comp shirts.
Oh,
that was the first show with the
I
new shirts." Also,
told you this is
that's the old.
this is a 0.5 version. It doesn't. You don't even spell it all the way.
We do have merch on continuationsnc.bandcamp.com. Also our music is there. Spotify,
Is
Apple
this
Music,
Spotify, right?
Yeah.
YouTube?
Apple Music. I think we're on everything.
Yeah, if you got it, we're on.
We're on Shazam. Like we got DistroKid covers you, as you know.
Kids, yes. King.
You got a Zune. You still got a Zune. We're on there.
What's that French one they sign you at? Deezer.
If you got it, we're on
What
it.
is
bro.
Deezer?
It's from my understanding, it's European Spotify or Pandora. Like it's just another one.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yep. I know.
Yep.
So I don't know. That's the thing is the music for Old Habits wasn't the best, but we learned stuff about releasing music. So then Malfunction, we learned. Well, our promos were sort of weak, but we got a good outreach for it, at least for what we put into it. I felt like. So now we could get the songs back in a few weeks from them and put them out the following week. But we're gonna do it the right way.
We're not gonna do that.
Better than
Yeah.
Malfunction.
Do you have an idea for when you're shooting?
September,
Yeah,
October.
we're shooting
We released it at that one show?
very late summer, early fall, just because
Yeah,
we know the mixing process is going to be pretty
Yeah.
lengthy too.
yeah.
Are you guys setting up a release show?
Yeah, we want to.
You got
Sure.
ideas on where?
I mean, there's nowhere better to do it than probably Clayton.
Yeah.
Good old,
Yeah.
good old Clayton Beverage.
Woo!
You know,
Steven.
Stephen Grantham, the boy.
Steven's the guy. You know, he'll be like, yeah, sure. And it's not
What
like
day?
I don't think we want to go through a promoter either.
No.
We're just gonna do it,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we're gonna choose the bands we want on it, and it's just gonna be as simple as that. We're gonna try and stack it up,
Well,
fill it up.
I feel like when you don't have to like make a group chat of random people to communicate because you're all friends. It's like then if someone drops, it's for a legit reason and not there's no sketchy shit going on or like.
You know, we just want to do it our way because
Yeah.
it'll be for
For us.
us
Yeah.
and for the record. Because we want to give the record the credit that it deserves because we've worked very hard on it. We're working so long, it feels like, on this.
Yeah,
So that when it finally comes out, we just want to be able to breathe.
So March 1st, 2018 is when Old Habits came out, and I had the riff for Broken Honda Civic at that point. So it's been like
Immediately.
all of 2018. The EP's been going like it's just. I'm ready for it to be over with.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we're gonna rush it. Like even
I'm ready for it to come out. I'm ready for people to hear it. I'm ready to write new stuff too.
I have
100%.
no stuff.
Have you guys?
We already
started
have
writing?
new stuff.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, have you started writing?
I have about 6 to 7 songs worth of new stuff.
I'm-
Noah has 2 songs, I'd say.
And I'm weird and want to write a 10-minute song, so I'm working on that too.
BT Band.
Because I love BT Band so much.
10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, sorry. You
That's the
lost
goal.
me. You lost me at 3, buddy. I
Hey,
have
man.
a very short attention span.
I agree. I don't see, like, I'm down to follow his idea because I know he'll write something entertaining, but it's like, that's just going to be a standalone single, and like, I'm not playing that shit. Like, encore!
I'll send it to
After
Stevie
that.
King.
Literally half your
Right. I did stand through Between the Buried and Me playing Colors in full, so that was an experience, but I'm not even dedicated enough for that. I like that band, but that was not.
Oh, I love it. I love every bit of it. I would watch them play the Future Sequence 2 in full.
No.
I would watch them play The Great Misdirect in full. Would Swim to the Moon is 17 minutes long.
Yeah,
God damn, that
Colors
song
has
is
what?
fucking
Ants in the
awesome,
Sky is
dude.
14. Something.
Yeah, Ants in the Sky is like,
Too
man,
much. Too much.
it's not enough. This song ends and I'm like, I still want more.
2 minutes, 30 seconds. That's all you need.
Like, I'm going to see
Let's go shorter. Punk. 2 minutes.
Hardcore band.
See if we can get it down to a minute 30.
Yeah.
No, that upsets me. Like this rapper I like, Earl Sweatshirt, put out an album last year, and it's 15.
Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah, dude, he's so good. He put out 15 songs, and it's 24 minutes long. I felt so shorted as a recipient.
Mm-hmm. Just not enough time to build.
Yeah, it's
Build the song.
But-
All right, so we got talked about EP, upcoming show, kind of.
Kind
Shows,
of.
kind of apostrophe yes. This will be afterwards.
Kind
so.
of. If you follow us, we'll post about a show if we have one.
Yep.
So.
Where? Tag yourself.
Facebook, just search Continuations is all you gotta do. It's
spelled correctly. Yeah,
NC.
not on Facebook.
yeah.
Not on Facebook.
Well, it's in the URL, but it's not on the page
Oh, okay,
name.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone searches things. You don't type in a full URL. Okay, let's just be honest.
But if
But-
if you search it, it does bring it up in the URL. So, either way.
Instagram and Twitter are the same. Continuations or at Continuations NC.
Twitter. Okay, so we try to run like everyone tries to run a professional band page or whatever, while getting attention. But Twitter, we just shit post on. So if you want to follow, Morgan and I have tweeted some of the dumbest
Yeah,
shit.
if you kind of want to laugh or maybe.
Just think that we're big idiots. At least if you follow us on Twitter, you won't see regular band updates. That's all you have to say about
Not
it.
extremely regular band updates.
I will say most of them I've made pretty drunk.
Yeah, some of them are pretty good.
So pretty good, yes.
That 541 was pretty good.
Oh, so it was everyone was posting about Star Wars Day, and I was like, 5-4 Day is the best time signature, you 4-4 plebeians.
Nerds. Anything else you want to promote?
Let's see. Black Plate. We already shouted them out. Justin Wagner of the band Breathe Deep is the feature on our EP.
There
He
you go.
Ooh.
That's what we need. Yeah.
He's a good guy to work with.
He has a little Wagner Productions.
Wagner Media.
Yes,
Wagner
That-
Media, close enough.
that did our malfunction.
Hey, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Gotta get it right.
Close enough. Get sued.
Some other Wagner's gonna be like, wait a
I'm
minute.
trying to think, who else do we owe credit to? We haven't even paid anyone for video. Oh, so Noah's girlfriend's dad.
Noah's
did
girlfriend's
our
dad,
ad. So thank
like,
you, Mr. Mike.
customly made
Do
the
our-
artwork,
yeah.
which is really sick.
Ooh.
It was really sick.
Do you guys got
Do you want-
same logo, new logo, anything like that coming up?
The logo that's on the flyer for our show tonight and the logo that is on our stickers, with the space in the background, is our kind of official logo, but it didn't fit the artwork
And,
necessarily.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's sort of block letters.
Hey.
Oh, that's so cool. Nice. I had the sticker on my phone, but it wore off.
But the artwork is really like it's visual porn. Like it's just visually appealing.
It is.
Like it's very cool.
Tits and ass.
It's more like realistic.
Yep.
You know, so that's more of that logo with the space and all that stuff that you've seen before doesn't really fit with the dynamic of the artwork.
For the logo, we have to thank Cameron of Primordial Tides. One of the guys at Primordial
Cameron
Tides.
of Primordial Tides made the original
Space
logo
logo.
back July of last year.
That was a crazy show we played. Also, it was at Clayton Beverage. It was us, Primordial Tides, made the Terraform, and someone else.
I like those guys.
But it was like
No
I
Devil
feel
Lived On,
like-
right?
Who was it?
No Devil Lived On.
And No Devil Lived On. But I feel like all of us were sort of slept on at that time. Like No Devil Lived On had their stuff out, and they were starting.
Yeah.
They had 10, 20 people there, and the rest of us brought like almost no one. It was like
at that show?
I don't know. It was a Sunday Clayton Beverage show. It was weird. We
Oh, yeah,
played
it
it.
was a matinee.
No,
It was-
I couldn't make that.
It was a Sunday matinee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played at
Love that
3:30.
idea.
Yeah.
Love
Those were
that.
the. I wish he still did that.
Love that.
That should be our release show. The Sunday show.
A matinee? Bruh, no.
One day drinking.
No,
That's the way you do
no,
it.
I
That's
learned
the
not
real
to drink at shows because I forgot how one of the songs started.
With the click track. How do you forget with the click track?
No, but it's not that. It was just like I don't think we used click tracks at the time
Oh, I don't know.
because I looked at Noah. I was like, it was Malfunction. We just wrote Malfunction and we just started playing it live. And I was like, how does this song start again?
First of all, I was like, guys, we're not getting plastered before this show. We're only taking one bottle of alcohol with us.
Only one.
I don't remember you
Handle.
saying that, but I
What I remember is Morgan's dad, still a great guy, was like, hey guys, you want some shots? And Noah was
all my dad says, hey, and you're drunk.
Yeah.
Boom, just like that. Hey, you want a beer? That's how it starts. Want a beer, son?
Fun. So I was sober for that show, and I felt like I was missing out. I was trying to play on time, and they were both doing dumb
Yeah.
shit. Like,
As soon as I walked off, and I was like, yeah, I played like shit. I was like, I'm not doing that again.
yep.
We played
Lesson
a
learned.
show- We played one where Turner got a little too drunk, and he was like doing the backup vocals, and I was just like, oh,
Yikes.
that's off.
Can you turn him down in my monitor, please? Can you just turn him off?
That's what we need. Is we need like default volume pedals for each other. You're like, ooh, Noah, volume down for this one.
Have a Noah drunk, Noah sober side. Be like, all right, he's drunk. Click the drunk one. All right, now I can't hear him. Good. Love you, Noah.
Can't hear our only guitars.
I just need bass. I just do
Guitar cut
vocals.
out, I don't know what happened.
Can I just get vocals in my monitor? Like,
That is something. So there's a lot of bands that do the one guitar, one bass thing, and I feel like we've really, not even just me, because they also contribute to it. We've tried to separate the two instruments, and that it's not it's not a genre of the bass line plays the rhythm guitar, and like we have parts that go back and forth, and they're specifically the bass is on the down and the guitar is on the and things like that. It's where Noah and I know each other's parts, but we don't consider ourselves to play the same instruments.
Mhm.
I feel like you go see most metalcore bands, you can swap the rhythm guitarist and the bassist, and they like
A lot of the time, yeah.
it's mostly
Yeah.
the same stuff, and that's not our.
I mean, the whole role in a lot of metalcore, the whole role of bass is just connect the drums to guitar.
Right, and
So.
mine is to create a bass line
Yeah.
because our style sticks
Mhm.
out from that.
It makes a lot of sense with the music that you're playing.
Right, yeah.
yeah, it's the same process, you know. Bass and the drums, you know, are the foundation for the most part.
Mhm.
But it's like, you know, we don't want, you know, Adam's not handcuffed to do something in particular to what the guitar's doing. You know,
You do that type of shit.
I mean, I've fiddled with it, but I don't want to
what's
disgrace.
tapping?
I don't want to disgrace anyone who's actually good at it. So I pull off one sweep and mess it up, and then the next band has to show me up with the.
AKA Reese. Reese's.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Reese. I was gonna say Brian of Courses.
Oh yes. That too.
Why would I tap
Yes.
when he's in the
Yes.
scene and he's just gonna shit on me? Yeah.
Why tap when you can swing? Why do anything
Yeah.
when you can swing?
So, I guess that are we out of stuff?
Yeah, I mean,
Got any good stories?
oh yeah, we were talking about that. Show
yeah.
stories. I was going to talk about how Matt was trying to get alcohol illegally.
Oh
the
my
Cat's Cradle
god!
Show
Why?
because that's funny.
How old were you guys?
We were
Well,
all
at
of
the time
age.
he was the baby.
yeah.
Right? He
this-
was 19.
20. He was 20.
20?
But this was the first time I wasn't the baby. Yeah. So they gave us free tickets for alcohol.
Yeah.
And we were like, sweet. And then they came up and tried to ID us later. Because you're supposed to just, like, on the honor system be like, no, I'm underage. I'm
No, I
not
can't have
accepting
that."
free alcohol tickets. Whereas,
I don't drink. And I'm 20.
yeah, not what we did.
Not at all.
What he did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd take him too, and I'd cash him in right away.
So, yeah, basically, I don't even know how that actually went down. We're standing on stage about to start. But they're like, hey, we need to find all the people in these bands to ID you. Or something. And I
Yeah.
think he was just like, I left it in my car, I'll go get it afterwards or something.
Yeah. It was just a whole lot of sketch.
Yeah.
Just stop. You don't need it.
Yeah, but it was like, I mean, like, it
It's
was
just
not
funny.
that it was okay,
That's-
but it wasn't, it's funny in the awkward laughing type. Like, yeah. And that was the show where all of our fans left for the other bands. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like we had a great impression anyway.
It wasn't like it really mattered.
Yeah.
If I were how I was now back then, I would have been like, yeah, dude, go for it. Drink up, bud. This is gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
Like,
Have a fun time.
yeah. So I don't know. Do we have any other stories? We don't really do much.
Like
We're not crazy people.
our humor exists in like in the moment puns, word plays. We have a running joke about hating the post office, but it always comes back to get us. Like, we sent this guy a CD and he never got it. But it's because we have the joke about hating the post office that they know now. So they took that guy's CD from us. Like,
Yeah. Long story short, this guy was like, hey, can you guys send me a copy of Old Habits? And we were like, sure. And we did it. And he was like, I didn't get it yet. And we were like, but we sent it. And after like months and months of like not getting it and us being like, well, we sent it, and him like, can you send in another one? And we're just like, no, we're done. Like,
yeah, we sent 2 or 3 and he still had. So it's just like,
you know what I mean? Like it was for he's like, I collect CDs and I would like to have yours. And it's like, are you listening to music? Do you even listen to that record? Like, why do you want that record?
right?
It's,
Like,
it's
There's
not
better
good.
ones, trust me.
Yeah, just wait until the next one, Jesus Christ, and then buy online like everyone else.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like we seem boring, but we have a good time. We're
Yeah.
funny. It's just hard to describe. Like,
Yeah, we're not like out there.
You don't have any crazy stories. No one's killed.
There's that one guy. There's that one guy we killed, right? No. Oh, maybe you weren't there for that.
Must have been a girl.
were you there for that? We were standing out back of the drunk horse. This wasn't even a show we played, but me and Morgan were there. And this one drunk guy came up to us, and he was like falling into us.
Yeah. There was who played Days to Break, and
Yeah.
who else was there?
Scarlett O'Hara.
Oh, Scarlett O'Hara. That's right, that one.
Yeah.
This dude came up and just started talking about Metallica
Or something. Yeah.
or something. It was just like all over the place, and we were just like, yeah, buddy.
But he he wasn't even like a typical drunk guy, because it was like, at first I thought he was going to ask us for money or something, which I wouldn't have mind helping him. But he was like talking about Metallica, and then he'd say something, he's like, I'm trying to get back to New York. I don't want any money though. And then go back into Pantera. and then say something else about like I've been homeless for 12 years or something, and he's like, I have a great time drinking every night out here though, and then go back to like it was the like
weird.
yeah, I was like,
It's
this guy's
so
gonna
weird.
shoot us, like this is how I die. Like it was probably 10-15 minutes, me, Morgan, and Days to Break were sitting there talking, and this guy was like
Just right there. Like, we get it. We get it, you're homeless.
like falling into us type close, like yeah.
Like, back up.
I really try to be a nice, helpful person. I would have even given him a few dollars, but it was just like that. So far, like you can't even think straight because you're so uncomfortable and like worried about your surroundings and like yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we have any crazy stories of shows we've played at, though. It's kind of boring. But I'm sure something's bound to happen soon, you know. And then we'll be able to talk about it then.
Tonight at Kaboom, making
Yeah,
memories.
we'll do it tonight.
Just do something crazy.
Yeah, like
Take your bass
burn.
and just swing.
Well, depending on how
Like,
much
break
time I
something or
have,
burn
I
it
might
down.
actually be playing with a wireless system for the first time.
Oh.
So I plan on, but
Oh,
I haven't
dude.
tested it fully
Oh, you're
and
gonna
set
test
it up.
it.
So
Ooh.
I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't want
buddy.
to mess up a good show trying to when I can. A cable's worked before. Like,
So if he gets it working,
just,
he's gonna hit
uh,
someone in the
you
face
just
with his bass.
Take them both. Try out the wireless
Right.
and then just
That's what I'm
pull it
thinking.
if
Yeah,
it's not. Because that's an easy fix. That's just.
yeah. I think
Cord.
so.
I got my cord.
Chord with an H. Chord without an H. It was a wordplay joke. Wow. Thanks.
Wow, kill me. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
You're a nerd.
Like a-
I get it.
Yeah, we play
I
prog.
get it.
I'm an accountant.
Did you get that picture I sent you where it was Adam Legatuda's car and the button on his radio, the third one, it says play prog.
Because it's programmed.
I know, but like that was the joke, Adam. Jesus.
Nice.
Man.
I'm proud of
Dylan was like, that means program. I was like, Dylan, I hate you. Prog. He's like, oh,
It means program.
so you're a nerd. Yes.
All right, guys.
Yep.
Yep.
It was
I
fun.
think that's about it.
We're doing all three.
Oh.
Ready?
Okay.
Wait. How are you?
Wait, what are you doing, Adam?
Yeah, just
I gotta
do a
get over
triangle,
here.
do a
Oh,
triangle.
jeez.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wait.
Yeah, that was